Hi, I'm Chris Cardona, and welcome to our walkthrough tour of Freedom of the Seas, coming up on Talking Cruise. Okay, so we're starting our tour on deck 3 aft, and we're going into the lower level of the main dining room here on Freedom of the Seas. And like a lot of ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet, this dining room is multi-level. So it goes from deck 3, which covers the entire area here. And then you have these areas to the side on deck 4 and on deck 5. And I really like the volume inside here. Definitely doesn't feel cramped when you're having dinner. Okay, so now we're going to proceed forward. And that's going to take us through the art gallery area. So there are auctions for the art on board the ship. And you can check your daily schedule for when those take place. But they've got sculptures, they've got paintings. If you're into animation, they've got some really cool animation cells from Disney and other companies like Warner Brothers. And then this area here is the Focus Photo Gallery. So this is where you can actually order pictures that have been taken of you, and they have these really great kiosks here, so you no longer have to just wait for an attendant. You can actually do it all self-service. You can peruse your photos, and you can actually order them as well. And then here is the entrance to the Studio B Center Ice. It's closed right now for rehearsal, but we did catch a great show last night, freedom.com, freedomice.com, and we'll show you that footage now. So tonight's show is called freedomice.com. Seen this several times over the years. Can't go wrong with any of these ice shows. The talent level is just so high. So hope you enjoy. Level deck 3, it is part of the Centrum area, so you can see all the way up there past the bridge on deck 5 and up to the Lido deck. Alright, so now we're going to move our way up to deck 4, and I personally like to take the stairs whenever I can, especially when I'm just going one deck to the next. Just adds to my workout. Yay, more steps. Alright, so I'll take you through the second level of the main dining room. So this is deck 4 aft. Looks awful like the deck 3's dining room, because it is the same dining room, because it is, like I said, multi-storied. What's nice here is that you have the terrace seating, so you can sit around these rails here and you get a nice view down into the main dining room below. And I'll give you a shot here of a beautiful chandelier and the dining room below. Okay, so from deck 4 aft, we're going to make our way forward. And our first stop is going to be Boleros. Boleros is a Latin-themed bar slash nightclub. They do have some very, very good bands here in the evening and dancing as well. And I'm going to wrap around because it is on both sides. On this side here, it's really just like overflow seating. But you can definitely hear the music. You can hear the music, in fact, clear across the deck when it's really going. Okay, continuing to move forward, we're going into a space that was added during the most recent dry dock in 2020. This is Playmaker Sports Bar and Arcade. This is the spot to come and watch a game, as you can see by the multiple televisions. There is this area here to the side called the owner's box, where it's kind of like a little private section with also very large TVs, and you can just lounge here and just chill out. So as it is the sports bar and arcade, it obviously has a full service bar as well as games. This is another option that you have that is included with the unlimited dining package. So you can pretty much come here whenever it's open, in between meals if you like, and grab something from their menu, which is really a bar lineup of food, chicken wings, burgers, and then they've got nachos and mozzarella sticks and all those great things that you'd want to nosh on while watching the game in one of the, seems to be 1,000 TVs here. Okay, so we're going to continue forward on deck number 4, but we're going to cut through the casino and I'll get you on the other side. Okay, so we're on the other side now of the little Casino Royale, and we are in the Schooner Bar, which right now there is looks like trivia going on. They have great live music here in the evenings. Over here we have Izumi, hibachi and sushi. I had this on the first evening. Never disappoints. The food is extremely fresh. Let's see if we can get inside here. We'll be greeted by this samurai warrior over here. So they do have a few hibachi tables. And you can get this on the unlimited dining package for the hibachi. It's a $10 hibachi charge, but it's more than worth it for the amount of food you get. And of course, it's a great show. Here you have the sushi bar area. This is where I ate the other night. So you can see they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hibachi stations. So here I'm starting with the crispy rice spicy tuna roll. And then one of my absolute favorites is the poke bowl. Just look at that fresh tuna, that's fantastic. And this steaming bowl of goodness is the pork ramen. It just looks fantastic. The broth looks just so rich. Really, everything is wonderful here at Izumi. And last but not least, we have the mochi ice cream for dessert. After eating that big meal, this is pretty much all I can fit into my stomach. So this is the forward centrum.
Gonna be happening right here at Schooner Bar, so I will see you here. Make a lot of noise if you have at least 5 points.
Okay, one area that I wanted to point out as well, here forward on deck 3 and 4. Is the Royal Theatre. It is closed right now for rehearsals, but I just want to let you know I did catch a fantastic show last evening of a lady who performed some of Whitney Houston's greatest hits, and she was just outstanding. Don't walk away from me.
If I fail, if I succeed.
going to check out a production show tonight called Once Upon a Time.
And you'll be in a world of pure imagination. From the rankles up, I'd say you sure look sweet. But from there down, baby, you're just too much sweet. You live on, you take my soul. I'm getting you from big to go. If you wanna see me do my thing, baby, pull my string. Eyes you have, the kind of eyes that drive wolves mad. So until you get to grandma's place, I think you ought to walk with me and be safe.
Now, deck 4 does have access to the exterior promenade. So we're just going to head out here. And it doesn't wrap around the entire ship. There's a section of stairs here that you need to go through to get to the forward section, but you can get to the bow on board this ship. And it's, if you want to be as close to the water and just have a spot to kind of chill out, this could be your spot. Okay, so I'm going to take you up these stairs, which we're continuing to go forward. So we were on deck 4, we're going to go up, and we will be on deck number 5. And I'll take you all the way to the bow. Just a moment here. So I'll go through here. And it's really cool that Royal Caribbean has this ability for guests to come this far forward on a ship. Like I said, all the way to the bow. Most cruise ships from cruise lines, other cruise lines do not have access to this area. So it's nice. There's a crew bar area just behind this wall here. But I'm going to take you up here. This is actually a helicopter pad for emergency evacs. But if you have the desire to fulfill your dream of Titanic, not the bad part, but the cool part of being at the front of the ship and saying you're king of the world, well, this is your king of the world moment right here. This is as far forward as you can get on Freedom of the Seas. And something else that I'll point out here is you see the bridge. Right above the bridge, there's another set of windows. Those are actually rooms that were added during the dry dock in 2015. They do have panoramic windows, so if you want probably one of the best views on board the ship, those would be the rooms to book. There are a couple of suites that are even larger that sleep up to 6 guests, and then they have some other rooms all across the front there that can sleep up to 4 double, triple, and quad occupancies. And then these rooms that have like the porthole size windows, these are other staterooms that have just a forward view. So we're here on deck 5, and there is this door, which is a pass-through and kind of a secret, not so much, but this is the Star Lounge. So now you're in the Star Lounge here. Good morning, which is all the way forward on deck 5. And here they'll have dancing at night. They have activities and games. The other night they had Majority Rules, which was a lot of fun. Some Just an interesting fact is this lounge before the dry dock used to have a very heavy Egyptian theme. In fact, you can still see here on the columns, but they've painted it black. They've definitely toned it down. Still has some of the sort of same color scheme, but not as Egyptian as it used to be. So that is the Star Lounge. One of the many venues for great entertainment on board Freedom of the Seas. Okay, now just off the Star Lounge is the library and card room. We'll take a look in there. All right, so now we're going to be going aft on deck 5 and through the Royal Promenade. Get a nice view from here of the entire span. Okay, so we're in the forward section of the Royal Promenade, deck 5, and our first stop is going to be Sorrento's Pizzeria. This is complimentary, open throughout the day into the late evening. As you can see here, noon to 3 a.m. It's pretty late evening, early morning. So they do have seating inside here, and they'll have a variety of pizzas. Today looks like it'll be Caribbean, pepperoni, vegetarian, and cheese. And then they do have the antipasti over here, grilled eggplant, grilled zucchini and yellow squash, tomato mozzarella salad, like a caprese, chickpea salad, and that is Sorrento's Pizzeria. So the Royal Promenade is also your place to do your shopping. So here they have handbags, and they have watches, and just see up here there's cosmetics and duty-free items. So if you're a shopper, definitely your place to be. And here we have the Bull and Bear Pub. Let's have a look in here. It's kind of like a British pub, of course, idea, and they do have live music in the evenings. There was a great guitarist last night. I think he's been here every night so far. Just some really nice touches in here. So as I was saying, here's another shop that sells cosmetics. Now I know we were through the casino earlier, but this is a pass-through down to the Casino Royale. You can cut through right from the promenade, so it's easy. If you're in the midst of gambling and you have an urge for some pizza, run up, grab yourself a slice. It's that easy. And over here we have the required Royal Caribbean logo shop. T-shirts, ship models. Not sure if I'm going to get one of those, but we'll see. And then over here we have Vintages. As you can guess, Vintages is a wine bar. They do also have wine tastings in here. You can purchase that as an extra package. And they have a lot of wines on display here. Typically later in the evenings it's fully staffed, so if you have any questions, recommendations, you want to know something to pair with dinner perhaps, these would be the people to ask. It's a nice cozy spot. Ever since Voyager of the Seas came out in 1999, I've always loved the fact that they have these vintage cars with two very happy bear passengers, driver and passenger. It's just a cool little touch. It's things like this that just make Royal Caribbean quite unique. Speaking of unique, they also have some fantastic art installations like this swimmer that's coming down from the ceiling here. I mean, a lot of thought and detail goes into these things, and it's just quite amazing. And over here we have the Promenade View staterooms. So these rooms have bay windows that are right up against the glass, and it's a great spot to people watch, enjoy entertainment here in the promenade. And they're very popular, as you can see. There's quite a few of them. Next we have the Ben & Jerry's ice cream bar, and this is not an included item. You do have to pay extra for it, but not too expensive. The cups are $2.50 for small, $3.25 medium, $4 for large, and then you can get waffle cones and toppings They have usually the more popular flavors like Cherry Garcia, Chunky Monkey, and so forth, fish food. So that is Ben & Jerry. Here's the Cafe Promenade. This is open 24 hours. They do have specialty coffees here for a charge, as well as some snacks, some cakes. This will change throughout the day. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Good to see you. How are you? And they've got a coffee station here. This is complimentary coffee that is also available throughout the day. And they have a little bit of seating here, as well as seating on the outside in the promenade itself. And then over here we have Next Cruise. So good name, because if you're looking to book your next cruise while you're on board, this is the place to do it. And they do have special offers that you can take advantage of that might include getting discounts, as well as onboard credits for your future cruise and reduced deposits. So definitely check out Next Cruise when you're looking to book your next cruise on board Freedom of the Seas. Here we have the shore excursions area, which is staffed quite frequently, and they do also have these kiosks that you can do self-serve. And in here, just tap your SeaPass card and you're off to the races booking your shore excursions. And here's another shop. This seems like surfwear, beachwear. And of course, shops are not open right now because we are in port. So here we have the R Bar, and you can get everything here that you might want: champagne, beer, wine, mixed cocktails, and a good place that people watch. Most people seem to come here for before or after dinner drinks, or any time of the day drinks for that matter, especially if you have the beverage package. And over here we have the guest services desk. They're here to help you whenever you need. And shore excursions and internet as well. I really like this bridge that they have on the end of the promenade, taking you towards the dining room area. And you can see up to the Centrum over here. Cool stoplight art installation up there. Okay, so we've reached deck 5 aft, the main dining room, and I'll take you in the upper level of the main dining room here. Looks just like deck 4's. It has the terrace seating around the edge of the open space. And it does give you a really nice view all along the railing here, down to below. So this is going to give you pretty much your best view of the entire dining room right here. Okay, so we're going to head up to deck 11 and try to get a shot here through the glass as we go up the elevator. And there we go, from deck 5 past the promenade view staterooms, and quick ride, got the express, and here we are on deck 11. At the entrance to Windjammer, they have plenty of hand washing stations, so there is no excuse not to washy-washy. So make sure you get there and wash your hands before you eat. So we are now deck 11 aft, and this is the Windjammer Marketplace. So over here you have the bar area, which you can come and grab a drink and go, or if you want, you can take the drink to your table, or they'll serve you and bring it to you. So right now they're just in between breakfast and lunch, so they're getting ready for setting up for that. And here is a beverage station with complimentary coffees, juices, and water. And I'm just going to go here to the back section. There's the other freestyle Coca-Cola machines that I mentioned. And of course, Windjammer is your buffet, so pretty much you'll have a varied selection of food from day to day. Always consists of some sort of meat carving, and burgers, and different international dishes. So it's really a great choice of food throughout your cruise. Some great views right off the back of the ship. See the dishes they're setting up for today. This is the Indian section, which is one of my personal favorites. And then they have the carving station, which looks like turkey today, roasted turkey and cranberry sauce. Happy early Thanksgiving. And a nice mix of other dishes here as well. Here on the side, they do have a nice deli area with prepared sandwiches. There certainly is plenty of seating here, so that never really is a problem. And just off to the side from the entrance of the Windjammer, we have Giovanni's Italian Kitchen, which was a new concept added here to Freedom of the Seas during her dry dock. I'll just take you on a quick trip through here. Now I've had lunch here on Embarkation Day. I also came for dinner yesterday, which was the second evening of the cruise. So you could tell I kind of like it, and I will likely be coming back again tomorrow. And I really like this back area. This is where I tend to sit. It's right near the pizza oven over there. And they do have great pizzas here. You gotta love having the starter with your cheesy garlic knot and olives and some marinara. It's a great way to start your lunch or your dinner here at Giovanni's. Another great starter here is the burrata caprese, extremely fresh tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, and a little drizzle of balsamic. Definitely recommend this. I typically like to start with a pizza, my first time coming to Giovanni's on any cruise. And here it is the Mama Italia. This one has prosciutto and shaved Parmesan and of course fresh arugula as well, and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. So it looks fantastic. And last but not least, we have the pistachio panna cotta with fresh raspberries. And it looks like crushed pistachios on top as well. Usually go for the tiramisu, but today I just had to try something different. So this is Giovanni's. This is an upcharge. It's specialty dining, but again, it's absolutely included on the unlimited dining package, and it's a great value when you consider three meals. You're almost paying for itself. And then you also get, like I said, the lunches included as well. So definitely consider that. I know it's not for everybody, but definitely think about it. Okay, on the other side of the entrance to Windjammer, we do have Chops Grill, which I'll be enjoying this evening. This is the premium upcharge steakhouse on board all of Royal Caribbean ships. And it's nice, intimate atmosphere. Has that sort of classic steakhouse look. And everything again is prepared to order, so the way you want it, the way you like it, is the way they will make it for you. Earlier dinner or lunch on sea days, you can have some really great views from these windows. So here we have the jumbo lump crab cake, just prepared perfectly, nice sear. And this is an aioli with some corn and not really sure what else is in there, maybe some pepper, but looks fantastic. And enjoy this. And here we have the mushroom soup. It's just so rich, and they drizzle some garlic oil on top. It's just fantastic. Not much to say here. This is the wedge salad with crumbled blue cheese, and it's always very good. It's probably the lightest thing on the menu, but it's very, very good. So here we have the 9-ounce filet, and I've got two sauces. On the left, I've got the peppercorn sauce, and on the right is a red wine reduction. And then they do the sides here kind of family style. I am by myself, so these are my choices. This is the Gruyere potatoes, and asparagus, and mushrooms. And last but not least, we have the key lime pie meringue with a caramel drizzle. Great way to end the meal. Everything was fantastic here, as usual, at Chops Grill. All right, so we're making our way from Windjammer Marketplace. We're on deck 11. Midship, we're going to be moving forward now. And over here we have a new addition that was added during the last dry dock in 2020. And this is El Loco Fresh Mexican. They do have fresh tortillas made daily, and it is open for breakfast and for lunch. Here they have tacos and burritos, quesadillas, And then what's nice, and that's not really on most other ships, is there's a really nice bar right beside it, so you can grab your food and have a drink. And the food is complimentary, the drinks are not. And then over here we have the salsa station, so you can top off whatever you've ordered to your heart's content. A little bit of guacamole. And pico de gallo, please.
How about salsa?
Nope, that's it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is the pork carnitas tacos from El Loco Fresh, and topped off with guac, cheese, some pico de gallo, and lettuce. Looks fantastic. I'm gonna dig in. Also, another addition was Splashaway Bay. This was actually replacing the H2O zone that was originally on Freedom of the Seas. Same concept, much larger, and it looks a little more thrilling, I think. Got great water slides and splashes and nozzles. You got sprinkles. How you doing? Got soft serve ice cream. So here we have the midship pools. These are the main pool area. There are actually two pools split between this little sort of island in the middle. And this stage here, they do have live music. Now, with the major amplification that happened in early 2020, they really changed up this whole area. It kind of has a similar theme to other new ships, new builds, and has a more of a Caribbean tropical vibe with the bright colors and umbrellas, and also the addition of here, the lime and coconut bar, which you're seeing on a lot of refurbished and brand new ships. You know, kind of replaces the old pool bar that used to be here, but same idea, but much more colorful, including the shirts. And they've got a couple of great signature drinks, including the lime and coconut, which I've enjoyed on other ships. It's very refreshing. So here is the towel check-in and check-out. Oh, look at those nice birds. And now we'll be entering, still going forward on deck 11, and this is the solarium pool area. This is designated for adults, but they consider adults 16 and above. I'm not too sure about that, but anyway, that's how they consider it. And what I really love about the Freedom class ships are these cantilevered whirlpools. There's one on either side of the ship, and they really just give you a fantastic view here in port or when you're at sea. And it's kind of enclosed, so you don't get too much wind on you while you're soaking away your cares. There's a nice glass dome right on top of it. The solarium was also revamped during the dry dock in 2020. So there are new furnishings in here. And one thing that's a little bit different than some other ships is that this solarium is actually open to the air. There is no cover on here at all. So depending on weather, it might not be the best place to be. We've got the solarium bar, of course, as I said, bar's never too far away. And then the pool area is actually separated by that little sort of ledge under the bridge over there. So one side and the other. The back side being the more shaded spot most of the time. And here's the other side, cantilevered whirlpool. I'll just take you through here and we'll go over the bridge that Water definitely looks inviting. It's quite hot out here already, around 11:30 in the morning. Here's let's cross the bridge, walking over the pool. And I'll give you a view from up here. Now just forward of the solarium area, we do have the Vitality at Sea Fitness Center. But like most of the fitness centers on board Royal Caribbean ships and other ships, they tend to be at the forward part of the ship, and they do have usually fantastic views while you're working out. Today we're still in port here in Miami, and gorgeous, beautiful day. And as you can see around the outside, they have all the machines set up, so you will have a beautiful view as you're working out to make a beautiful you. And they have tons of machines here, so yeah, depending on the time of the day, you really shouldn't have any problem finding the machine that you want. They do offer a number of classes on board the ships that you can pay additional for, like spinning classes. It's quite a large class actually, but very popular. So if you want something like that, you can check it out when you come on board. And then they have weight machines and free weights for you to use as well. Deck 12 forward, and this is the entrance to the Vitality at Sea Spa. So we're in the Vitality at Sea Spa right now. We're going to take a little tour.
Yes.
So this is the salon area.
So we are flagship by Carestas. So we do have nail technicians on board if you want to look for like expensive, not expensive, signature treatments. We do have teeth whitening.
Teeth whitening, nice.
We do have a barber on board and also for the hair salon.
Nice.
And then it's just, this one are all treatment rooms.
Treatment
we do
rooms.
have at the lock. I'll show you the photo. And this is the relaxation area. So before the treatment,
nice.
you're
You
gonna
can come in
relax
here.
here, and then the therapist will pick you up for the.
Okay.
In all the treatment rooms, we do have like the women's changing room and men's changing room over there. And if you want to see some, so this is the treatment room.
Oh, very nice. They all pretty much look the same like this? Oh, this has a shower too, huh?
Yeah, so if you want to have like a couple's room. So it's a couple's room.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we're going to continue to walk down deck 12. We're going to be going aft. And you can see this is the jogging track. This wraps around most of the pool deck area up here on 12 and just around the solarium area. It used to be a little bit larger, but dry dock in 2015, they shortened it to put some new rooms forward here on deck number 12, which is where I'm actually staying on this cruise. Up on deck 12 forward, if you are in a suite or if you are pinnacle level with Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor Society, you can come and access this exclusive area, kind of a sun deck area, right around the upper level of the Lime and Coconut. There are two of these casitas, one on each side, and they are complimentary in this area only. You do pay for them in other parts of the ship. And there are just some loungers and seating area around here. That's really nothing too over the top, but it is something, and it is a perk that you have. Again, if you're in a suite on board, and that's suites from Grand Suite and above, not junior suites, and Pinnacle class as well, Pinnacle members as well. So this is the upper level of the Lime and Coconut Bar. It's not open right now. Again, we're in port, so Not all the services are available when you're in port. And what I really like about this upper area is that they have this sort of lounge spot with these lanterns at nighttime. It's really, really nice. But not too much shade, but if you're a sun worshiper or one of the ships at sea, this is a great spot to hang out. And then if 2 areas wasn't enough for the Lime and Coconut, there is the 3rd rooftop deck area, which doesn't have a bar, but you can bring your drinks up here. I think they do have strolling bartenders that will come up here as well, but it also has those lights, and you really have a commanding view from up here of what's going on below. Again, this would really be the best place either at nighttime or when the ship's actually moving, because it is very, very hot up here. That's why there's nobody here right now. So we're going to continue aft here on deck 12. So there's a number of these colorful casitas around the deck 12, around the upper deck of the pool. And you do get some perks with these casitas. You do get like a bucket of water, fresh towel service, and there is even a USB port there for you to charge your devices while you're here, as well as a call button. And that's to get express service for any bar drinks that you want. And of course you do get the shade as well, which for some people that is a welcome respite. And then there are these little sort of sling chairs on the side. These are complimentary, there's no cost for these. Obviously not as much shade, but a little trick is if you throw a couple of towels over the top here, it kind of creates like a little tent for you. So that's a cheaper way to get the shade, I guess, if you want. There's some more of the casitas. And then that's the signature Viking Crown Lounge, and we'll head up there in a little bit as well. That's on deck 14. Okay, we're going to go check out Adventure Ocean and Adventure Ocean Juniors and Babies. So this is located deck 12, sort of mid-aft. And you're greeted by a nice corridor with bright colors and murals on the wall. So this is Adventure Ocean Juniors, which is for 3 to 5-year-olds. And this is a nice place. We've got games and toys and activities supervised throughout the voyage at different times on each day. So great place for your young ones to come and check us out. And the Adventure Ocean Babies is for 6 to 36 months. They do offer, of course, fully supervised programs where you can actually leave the kids, and there is a cost for this at different times throughout the voyage as well. So check your daily planner and you'll be able to see the times that they're open. It's great for parents that want to go have a night out. You can bring the kids here, you know they're well taken care of, and they can enjoy their time on board with some adult activities. Let's go check out the arcade. This is a nice bright entrance. Inside of the arcade main entrance, there is the play place. This is an activity zone where the parents can actually play with the children. So if they don't want to, or they can't actually go into one of the programs based on age or whatever other reason, you can actually come here and play with your child during the voyage as well. And let's go into the arcade itself. So in here we've got video games. There's activities like basketball. You've got air hockey table. That's a pretty cool one. It's actually curved. Skee ball, and looks to be like a electronic bowling game, as well as prize hub. So if you get tickets some of the games that you're playing, you can come here and redeem them for various types of little trinkets or larger prizes, depending on how much you're playing. And of course they've got the claw machines, which I know my 2 girls absolutely love, and I'm looking for some cats in here and some dragons. see if we can find some for you. And of course, the Plucky Ducky machine. Who doesn't love the Plucky Ducky machine? And every single time you're a winner. This area is called the Arena for 6 to 12-year-olds. And this is a very large space here where they've got video games and movies, and they'll have dancing in here as well. So this is also a great spot here. If your kids are into arts and crafts, the workshop is where they want to be. They'll do lots of different hands-on activities in here. So get your little artist over here to the workshop and they'll have a great time with these supervised programs with lots of cool and creative things to do. Now from this area there is a pass-through. Again, this is deck 12 mid moving aft, and here we have the entrance to Johnny Rocket's Diner included, but you can come here on the unlimited dining package, and the prices are reasonable for burgers if you just want to come a la carte as well. But of course it's got that classic diners kind of feel, even with the booths and jukeboxes. Not available on every ship in the fleet, but the Johnny Rocket's Diner it's really become a very popular kind of staple on most Royal Caribbean ships. This is really the first incarnation that we've seen on Royal Caribbean ships where it's actually with booths overlooking the ocean. This is really only available on Voyager and on here on the Freedom class ships as well. So I think this is probably my favorite way that they've actually had Johnny Rockets on ships. And definitely come here for great burgers, fries, hot dogs, milkshakes. Right behind the shroud of this artificial hedge is the teen hangout known as Social 033, the patio. This is the outside area of the teen club. And great that they've been thinking more and more about providing different types of spaces for the kids, especially being outside. That's where kids want to hang out, I'm sure. And this area just has some chairs, wraps around the entire back part. And then we'll head up to deck 13, which is the sports deck, 13 aft. There's another shot of the Perfect Storm water slide. I really like that they added these clear sections so you can kind of see as it's a blur, everything else is whizzing by you. Alright, so we're going to head up to deck 13 forward to the Freedom Dunes, which is the mini golf area. Now this was moved here during the last dry dock. It used to be in the sports deck area on the aft part of deck 13. And now it is up here, which I actually think it's nicer now. So this area that we're going through here, this is just a sun deck. This is open to all guests. It's not exclusive to any one group or such. And there is a nice shower here, so if you're baking up here and you need to cool off, there is a shower for you right here, which is a pretty cool looking shower as well. And then there's a tiny little bit of shaded area if you need that as well. So Freedom Dunes is a 9-hole miniature golf course, and they really kind of stepped it up, I think, from where it was previously. Much more challenging as well as entertaining holes to play. Lots of like shoots where you have to like try to get it, like here for example on this boat, you have to shoot it up that ramp. Not so easy to do from experience. And then it shoots out over here. And I really like the sandcastle. Get it in one side and it comes out the other over here. And again, similar with this lighthouse, same idea. Yeah, just the theming, it's really nice, and you know, great place to spend the afternoon with the family. It is a little bit better when you're at sea, because right now in Nassau it is stifling up here. There's only just a tiny hint of a breeze. But when you're at sea, you've got that nice fresh air just wafting over this whole area right at the bow. So it's perfect. And one of the more challenging holes here, number 9, try to get your ball through these paddle boards here. Not so easy. Can be done, but might not be a hole in one. So get on out here and challenge yourself to a game of mini golf at Freedom Dunes. So here we are on deck 14. This is the entrance to the suite lounge. And this is the open to everyone Viking Crown Lounge, which is a signature location on board a lot of Royal Caribbean ships. You have the olive or twist bar. And you really have a fantastic view over the entire pool area from up here. They do have special events and dancing in here as well, with the DJ. Take you into the Diamond Club. Have you check that out as well. So again, you have those great views from here inside. It's nice and air conditioned, but they do have the outside patio area that we saw from the sports deck over there. And they do have a continental breakfast in here, as well as snacks throughout the day. There's some sandwiches and cookies right now. And this really great, one of the better perks is a coffee machine where you can get specialty coffees whenever you want. I'm back here at Perfect Day at CocoCay again. Going to be coming back even more times over the next several months, but today I thought, because I've already done a tour, which you can check out on the website. We did a full tour when Perfect Day reopened to the public about a couple of years ago. I thought I'd just bring you the highlights from you know, the island, and show you some places that maybe you haven't seen before, or take some places and give a little more detail about them. So let's check it out. As I make my way down the pier here towards the welcome area, I just thought I'd let you know that according to a couple of people that work on the ship, the count for passengers is only around 1,000 on this cruise. They tend to have less on the 4-night Bahamas versus the 3-night Bahamas, just basically because the 3 nights are over a weekend and they're much more accessible, that you can pretty much do anytime. And the 4 nights, you actually have to take a full work week, Monday to a Friday, which you could actually take a 7-night cruise and still miss the same amount of time from work pretty much. So I don't normally do 4-night cruises, especially when they do fall during the week like this, but it was a great opportunity, and fewer people makes it a little bit easier to do what I like to do on board. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. And also, as I mentioned in my intro video, that this 4-night itinerary is a little unique, that we actually have 2 stops here at CocoCay, today being Tuesday, and then tomorrow we'll be in Nassau, and then Thursday we'll be back here again for another full day. So it doesn't happen all the time. These are more rare, but if you really like coming here, you pretty much have a 2 for on this itinerary. You can definitely tell there's not too many guests on board the ship because it's just 1:30 right now, and as far as I can tell, I see 0 lines on the Thrill Tower there at the Thrill Water Park. So that is an anomaly, usually at this time of the day. But like I said, the weekend cruises would be busier with more guests on board the ship. Right at the Welcome Center, there is this water play area. It's called Captain Jill's Galleon. And this is a free activity for the kids and families to do together. So, you know, grab a towel and go and splash around. And this is a lot of fun here in the hot sun. But yeah, it's no cost to the guests. And that's a great alternative to the Thrill Water Park. If you've been to CocoCay but not been to Captain Jack's, this is a great spot. They have live music. Obviously they have drinks, great amount of shade, and they even have food, chicken wings and fries. And once again, that is also included on your unlimited dining package. So if you're looking for something a little different on island, come and check this out. So here's your choices. The chicken wings, if you're doing it a la carte, would be $7.95 for 10 pieces. Buffalo, mango habanero, Caribbean jerk, and bourbon barbecue. And then down here they have crispy steak fries for $3, and they come with different dipping sauces: tequila, lime and chipotle, Parmesan peppercorn, sambal garlic aioli, that sounds great, and honey mustard. And then of course you've got your beverages, but it does seem like most people are on some sort of a beverage package or dining package on board the ship. Pretty sure I've mentioned this probably more than once or 5 times, but access to the Thrill Water Park is an extra cost. That's considered a shore excursion. You typically do get the best price though when you pre-book these things on your cruise planner. So if you have a chance, get on there before your cruise and have a look and see what the prices are. At least currently you can actually go and you can book it. And if you see a lower price because there's some sort of sale, and the sales do happen quite frequently, you can actually cancel the one you booked and rebook it at the lower price. There's a little discussion that there could possibly be a change coming up in 2022. I've noticed it on my future cruises. They've changed the interface for the cruise planner. I think I actually like the look of it more, but you might not be able to easily go back in and check pricing and cancel and rebook. So haven't tried it. I've only booked stuff. I haven't tried to cancel and rebook anything, but just to let you know, that looks like that's coming up. Now, another fantastic way to cool down here without spending any extra money is over here at the Splashaway Bay. Just like on board most of Royal's ships now, they have a Splashaway Bay. This one's considerably larger. Tons of dump buckets and water nozzles and sprays and jet areas that you can climb around. And this is a fantastic spot. Again, not too far from the ship's arrival, so you can easily come here and enjoy most of your day. And for young thrill seekers, they even have this water slide area that kind of mimics some of the water slides that are in the pay areas. These are actually quite good, and again, it's part of Splashaway Bay, no cost, so just slip slide to your heart's content and have a great time. The perfect spot to just kind of chill out is this lagoon area. Again, it's just across the bridge from the arrival area for the ship, and yeah, again, they've got nice loungers and umbrellas, and you can swim around or float around in this lagoon. This is one of the 2 buffets here on the island. This one is in the Chill Island area, and they've got grilled hot dogs, corn, chicken, burgers, and sandwiches, pre-packaged salads, great tacos actually, and salsa bar. So you won't go hungry here. There's always lots of things that you can select from. This is the Chill Island beach area. And you can see over there, there's cabanas for rent. This is a nice sort of protected cove. Nice, beautiful, just gorgeous water here. And you can see over there in the distance, not too far away, that's actually Norwegian Cruise Line's private island called Great Stirrup Key. So you can definitely see it from here. They can see this from there, and I'm sure there's a lot of bragging rights with all the stuff that Royal has put here at Perfect Day at CocoCay. If you don't mind getting a little wet to get your drink, they do have this floating bar here platform that you can swim out, pretty much wade out. It's not too deep, and they can serve most drinks there. I don't think they have the ability to serve everything, but that's a cool spot to just hang out. If you're lucky, you might be able to snag one of these hammocks that are scattered around the beach area here. And this one's not occupied right now, and it's right under a tree, so can't really get much better than that. A little bit of shade, a little bit of breeze. It's perfect. How about some on-island basketball? Here comes a tram. A really popular hangout spot is here at Oasis Lagoon. This is a lagoon-style pool area that is complimentary as well. And there are not many private islands that have their own pool areas. There is one at the Cocoa Beach Club, but you do have to pay to access that entire area, in fact. But over here, it's completely complimentary, and there's a swim-up bar. So if you're on the beverage package, this could be pretty much a zero-cost way to enjoy your day here at Perfect Day at CocoCay. And you can chill to the sounds of the DJ pretty much all day here at the Oasis Lagoon Pool. How awesome is this? So if you want a quick snack or just want to eat something fun at the beach, they do have these snack shacks around the island with burgers and chicken sandwiches, salads, sides like mozzarella sticks and french fries, and a couple of nice desserts. Lots of options, and again, it's included. So I couldn't resist. I was at the snack shack and I saw the funnel cakes, and I just had to try one. But I hope you can see that you can really have your own perfect day here at CocoCay, really depending on what you want. It's not all about having to go to the Thrill Water Park or one of the other experiences that you have to pay for, like the zip line or something like that. There's lots of places where you can enjoy the full day without really having to spend any extra money at all. And it'll be equally as good for yourself. If you've got kids, there's plenty for the kids to do as well. But of course, if you do want to try one of the other optional things, then definitely check out your cruise planner and see what they have available before you arrive. That way, at least you know it's taken care of. If you don't travel lightly and you need to have some place to keep your stuff while you're here at Perfect Day at CocoCay, there are lockers available to rent with combos on them, so you can put your own, you don't have to carry a key or anything like that. So yeah, great option, and there are a couple, I think 2 or 3 locations where there's lockers available. So I'm back here at Captain Jack's. I wanted to grab a drink before heading back to the ship, and there's some great live music and just a great place to just chill out any time of the day. But I did want to mention that once you've reached the diamond level with Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor program, you will actually be able to have drink credits applied to your folio account. At diamond level, you do get 4. At diamond plus, you get 5. And then when you get all the way up to pinnacle, you get 6. And that is 6 drinks loaded onto your account, or 4 or 5 per day for your entire cruise. And it's drinks up to $13, so it does cover a broad spectrum of beverages. And if that wasn't good enough, you can even use it here at Perfect Day at CocoCay. So this is just one of the new evolutions that's happened from, you know, the pandemic and things that have changed over the past year or so. And from what I understand, this will be something that they'll be keeping. And I personally love it. I think it's fantastic. And great job, Royal Caribbean. So cheers and thanks for coming along today. So I'm heading back to the ship, and that was a nice short little trip, fun. I could say I can't wait to come back, but for me that's going to be in 2 days for our second stop at Perfect Day at CocoCay on this 4-night itinerary on Freedom of the Seas. Have a look at the ship. It's amazing. The ship is from 2006. It's had 2 major refurbs, 2015 and again in 2020. A little bit's been added, a little's been added. A couple of small things been taken away or shifted around, but still looks fantastic. It probably is one of my favorite ship classes. Still a large ship, not as large as Oasis class, but definitely has all the stuff that you would want on a cruise, whether it's a 3, 4-night or 7-night or longer. These ships really are fantastic. So if you haven't tried a Freedom class ship, definitely try. All 3 of them have been refurbed in some way over the past several years, so definitely check them out. Thanks for watching our full walkthrough tour of Freedom of the Seas. Don't forget to like this video, post your comments and questions, ring that notification bell, and subscribe for more Talking Cruise.